Welcome back to Spotlight to Panama. Today, we are kicking off 2026 by talking about how Panama's real estate market is shaping up this year. And to help break it all down, I'm joined by someone who knows this market incredibly well, and who also happens to be my husband, Duncan McGowan, CEO of Punta Pacifica Realty. Welcome.
Thank you, Ana Patricia. Thanks for having me on the show again.
Very happy to have you here. To start off, how do you see Panama's real estate market shaping up for 2026 compared to previous years?
Well, 2026, I think, is going to be one of the best years in real estate for Panama. 2025 was a great year. Everybody was active. Everybody was busy. The developers were launching new projects, and in conversations with other colleagues in the real estate industry, not just from our company, and also with developers, absolutely everybody has said that 2025 was their best year ever. Sales records were broken by all the developers, by all the real estate companies, and that trend seems to be getting more and more momentum for 2026.
What are the main factors driving real estate growth in Panama right now?
I think one of the big contributors is the fact that most of the planet seems to be in a state of chaos. I'm not saying everywhere, but generally speaking, most countries seem to be more chaotic, whether it be political, social, economical unrest, taxes, different issues. Whereas Panama has always been sort of the safe haven, the safe oasis where people come to. And as people find more and more discontent in their home countries, and they start looking around where are good safe options that I can consider taking my family to, more and more Panama is appearing on their radar. And they do go through the process, they go through investigations, and they discover what Panama has to offer. In comparison to other major developed areas, the price of real estate is considerably less. However, we have a fantastic lifestyle, great gastronomy, great entertainment, US dollar, stable economy. So all these factors are attracting people because Panama has not been caught up in sort of that turmoil that seems to be affecting a lot of the planet right now, a lot of the globe.
What trends are clearly defining the real estate market in 2026?
I would say immigration and Plan B. I'm finding that more and more people are no longer looking at Panama just as a safe investment or a way to diversify their portfolios. That's still going on. There's still that diversification of portfolios and people looking as an alternative to a place to put their investments. But what we're seeing now is more and more people seriously considering the residency, the Plan B. Panama has a very attractive residency program. The red carpet visa or the investor visa, qualified investor visa, is with $300,000. You get your residency. And that has been driving a lot of the move right now. Some people doing it because they are actually making the move to Panama, and others just thinking it's a great second residency to have, is a good Plan B to have. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but at some point in the future, I will be moving there. So we've seen people purchasing for the residency. We've seen people purchasing to have a home here that they use part-time, but then they'll purchase 6, 7, 8 other properties to have investment income coming in. So if they ever want to leave their home countries and come to Panama, they have a home waiting for them and they have income waiting for them as well.
Who is today's buyer or investor in Panama right now, and how has that profile evolved?
Well, I think the big change probably started in 2020 during the pandemic and has since been changing and evolving in that sense. In terms of that, prior to pandemic, our buyers were primarily investment oriented. And as I mentioned previously in the episode, we're seeing more and more people coming down to Panama to get that residency, to get that Plan B, because they're looking at it as a safe haven, as a nice place to be. And really the social scene in Panama has drastically evolved. There's constantly more restaurants, more things to do, more beach destinations to visit. Yeah. So now it's actually becoming a place that, hey, I'm gonna not just go once to Panama and make an investment and get the returns. I'm gonna visit Panama over and over and over again, and I'm gonna maybe move there. And so there are actually people that are putting more deeper, not more, but deeper roots into the country.
Yeah.
I think that the investment angle is always there and it will always continue to be there. But these deep roots means that they're now having a connection with the country. They're feeling identified with Panama.
Yeah.
They're liking Panama. They're enjoying Panama. They're seeing everything that's coming, and they get excited as to the future that Panama is bringing.
Are people buying more for lifestyle or investment?
Today, I would say that it's a combination of both. They might be interested initially as the investment, and if that will lead into the lifestyle. But again, I think that one of the important aspects, which is neither investment nor lifestyle, is that plan B. A lot of people are looking at Panama as, hey, this is a place where I can go and live, where I enjoy going to go live because I enjoy vacationing there, I enjoy spending time there. And I think that line between investment, lifestyle, and plan B is all kind of merging together. But it really is a perfect combination, a perfect package. And there's just so much diversity in Panama. I mean, there really is a place for everyone. There's something for everyone. And I think that the world is now understanding this and finding this out. And that's why they keep coming back to Panama. And that's why the investments keep growing.
Let's talk now about my favorite projects in Panama. I would like to start with Ocean Reef Islands. How do you see this project evolving in 2026?
Well, Ocean Reef would be what we could consider in its sort of final phase of what would be the pre-construction projects. There still are some new projects coming out, but that inventory is greatly reduced. What we're seeing now is an active resale market, and we're seeing a few remaining projects that are still coming out or finishing their pre-construction sales. Now, Ocean Reef has been one of our favorite spots in Panama to sell because it's so unique, it's so special.
Yes.
And that uniqueness and that specialness of the project has made it the real estate that has showed the fastest rates of appreciation in the entire nation. And why wouldn't it? It's two man-made islands in the Bay of Panama. They're the first man-made islands in Panama, but they're also the last. So the Supreme Court passed a ruling that it is now unconstitutional to create more islands in the Republic of Panama for private use, which means there will never be another Ocean Reef. There will never be more islands. So you can think Fisher Island in Miami, you can think the Palm in Dubai, you can think Bahamas, some of the more exclusive islands in Bahamas.
Yeah.
But essentially, we're seeing the end of a project that has, more than doubled in price from when it was launched, and that appreciation will be more and more marked as there's less and less developer pre-construction inventory coming on the market.
Gran Central is a project that is generating a lot of attention lately. What are your impressions of this project?
Well, I absolutely love Gran Central, and it has actually been one of our fastest and best-selling projects in 2025. And I expect that trend to continue in 2026. Gran Central really connects or ties what you could be considered the Casco Viejo, the old historic center of Panama City, with the new modern Panama City. There's always been sort of a gap between these two, and Gran Central is coming in to fill the gap. The developers behind the project, for them, it's really a labor of love, and that is continuing into what will now be Gran Central, which is a mixed-use project which really ties the community in, creates lots of open spaces, ties with the pedestrian-only street that leads into the old town of historic district of Casco Viejo. So it's a labor of love. It's also because of the area where it's at. People who get in now would be like purchasing in what is Casco Viejo, 15 years ago. This is the best time to get in because as that area starts to evolve and change, we're only going to see property values go up. Again, we're always looking at projects not just as lifestyle, but as the investment angle and make sure that when you purchase real estate with us, you're getting into a project that is going to show good appreciation and good returns if you're looking at it as an investment project.
MOVA stands out for the lifestyle it will offer in the heart of the city. Tell us your impressions about MOVA.
I love MOVA, and I think that the developers behind it have been visionary in trying to create a project that kind of comes back to a topic that I was discussing last year when we spoke, which is about the micro communities. So the downtown of Panama City has never been clearly defined or clearly marked. If you ask people what's downtown Panama City, a lot of people have a struggle coming up with an answer of saying this is downtown Panama City or that's downtown Panama City. Or you might get one person says, oh, that's this part of the city, the other person is that town. But I think MOVA really is what could be considered downtown Panama City. And what they're doing is they're taking the core of the city and creating an exemplary project which ties in with shopping, with malls, with the banking district. So it's right across the street from a new building going up which belongs to CAF, which is the Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean. This bank is responsible for many of the loans that are issued to governments in Latin America and the Caribbean for development of large-scale projects. And they are building a project there which is the most expensive construction cost per square meter in the entire nation. And because they're going over the top, creating this beautiful building, which is going to be a work of art. It's an amphitheater. It includes walking area for people, but it really opens up and ties in with the community, which is going to tie in with the same concept that MOVA has, which is that walking neighborhood, that micro community where you can go down, have a cup of coffee. But what makes it interesting is for anybody that's looking at this as an investment property, right across the street in the SCAF building, you're going to have all these multinational executives that are being relocated, looking for housing, and what better place to live than across from where you are. The developers went over the top by uniting with a brand called B&B Italia, which is one of Italy's luxury brands, and they're delivering this project with beautiful kitchens designed by B&B Italia, closets, the bathrooms are spectacular. Basically the project has come to a labor of love for this developer, and they are putting their heart and soul into it. And like I said, they are helping to redefine what is downtown Panama City. And I think once the CAF building is finished and MOVA is finished, people will start to understand what the downtown core is all about. There's also the city itself. The city is working on projects to widen the sidewalks to make it more walkable, more pedestrian friendly, to get more trees planted in that area. So it really is turning it into a beautiful downtown core and a walking community and one of those micro communities that I was discussing last year.
Playa Caracol continues to gain attention as a beach destination outside the city. How do you see this project's evolution?
Well, Playa Caracol stands out amongst all the other beach projects in Panama because of the scale of it, the magnitude, and what the developer is trying to do there. This is the same developer that did Reef Islands, which again, when he's had that vision to build a project, many people said, it's never going to happen, that's impossible. Yeah. And now here we have these beautiful islands, and that same developer has brought that vision to Playa Caracol, where he's developing 5 linear kilometers of beachfront. And that's important because they're linear beachfront kilometers. Up to now, the first kilometer has been developed. The project that stands out most there will be Margaritaville Playa Caracol, which is the branded lifestyle residence that's currently being built out there. And that is really taking it up a notch and making it an international destination, which is the developer's goal. He wants to create Playa Caracol to be an international destination. So when people think the beach, they think Playa Caracol, like you'd think Tulum, like you'd think Cancun, like you'd think Playa del Carmen, Punta Cana. And that's going to be amazing for Panama when people start saying, I'm not going to Panama, I'm going to Playa Caracol. And that's what this is going to evolve. It's the closest white sand beach to Panama City. And it's an hour and 15-minute drive. And like I said, it's just amazing what this is going to develop into. It's funny, a lot of people currently complain about the condition of the road, the last section of the road to get to Playa Caracol. And, I think my response to people is the visionaries get in as the roads are coming in. Now there is a road there, and actually in October of 2025, the government approved to do a brand new road. It's a $12 million budget, and the road is going to start being built in the middle of 2026. The project is approved, it's been signed off, it's currently out for bids right now. Like I said, it's a $12 million development. And the question is, do you want to buy before the road goes in or after the road goes in? Which price do you want to pay? The pre-road price or the post-road price? And I think we all know the answer to that. The smart money follows the future development, not what you see now, but what you know is coming. And with a signed government contract, it's a guarantee that this road is going in. And like I said, by the middle of 2026, we will see that road under construction. So, but my money is on Playa Caracol to fill that niche and become that international beach destination that Panama has been needing for so long.
What should buyers and investors pay close attention to before making a real estate decision in 2026?
I think the most important part is really who you work with that has the correct inside knowledge. Because no project is a standalone project. There's factors around that project that affect how that project will evolve in terms of its future growth, its future appreciation, its future enjoyment of its residents. Things like knowing, for example, all the facts about the road that's going to Playa Caracol, that contract is out for bid right now, that's approved by the government. Knowing, for example, that the CAF building is coming up right across the street from MOVA. Knowing that Ocean Reef is coming in on its final pre-construction sales, which once that's done, the prices will go up. These are all bits of information that is extremely important to a buyer and that might not appear on a brochure, might not be general knowledge to everybody else. So when you work with us, for example, with Punta Pacifica Realty, we are bringing that knowledge and that insider information to the client, to the buyer, to make sure that the project is viable and that it has future growth appreciation and value.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure sharing a little bit of my insight into Panama and its real estate, and I look forward to seeing you in Panama in 2026.
It's always so interesting to learn from your perspective.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we continue spotlighting Panama, its projects, its people, and its lifestyle. See you soon.